Hey guys, welcome to this week's edition of Food for Thought. And today I'm going to talk about sugar, but not just any sugar, the sugar that is in our fruit. It's summertime. All the best fruits are in season, the peaches, the pineapple, the cantaloupe. And I have so many patients that are not enjoying those right now because they are worried about the sugar content. I want to talk about the difference between natural sugars and the refined sugar and which one actually contributes to weight gain because I don't want anyone cutting out food that they don't have to cut out. So when we think about sugar, there are the two forms that we look at: the natural sugar, which is our fruits, our veggies, and our dairy products. And then there's the refined sugar. So things in like candy bars, desserts, sweets, those types of things. Now, refined sugar may come from a natural food source like sugarcane, but it's processed to the point where only sugar is left. So that's why it is still considered refined sugar. Same with corn syrup. It comes from corn, but it's processed to the point to where sugar is the only element left of that product. So that is still refined sugar. And when we think about sugar, we don't want to really lump those two together where we think, oh, sugar is sugar. They have the same calories and they'll lead to weight gain. That's not really the case. And I've heard, I've heard my patients, I've heard doctors even suggest this to cut out some different fruits, and even health experts on the news I've heard talk about cutting fruits out. And I just really want to tell you guys, don't do that, please. We don't want to miss out on those nutrients. Now, when we think about the sugar, the natural and the refined, the big thing to consider, and is what most people don't think about, is how the body actually breaks that down once it's inside. Chemistry of food changes once our body starts to metabolize it. Foods that come from a natural source, which means we haven't touched them, they haven't gone through any processing, they're also natural to the body. The body will break them down better. So when you look at natural sugars like the fruits, vegetables, and dairy, they're going to metabolize differently. So when we eat those, it actually is a slower release of sugar into the bloodstream, which means we have a more natural rise in our blood sugar, a natural energy rise, and a natural slow response to the insulin. So we're going to feel a more sustained energy and not a spike. The other factor to consider is that these foods are packed with nutrients. So we think about our vitamins A, B, C, D, E, K, all of those things, and our minerals too, our zinc, our calcium, gluconate. We don't want to cut those things out because those are packed into those fruits and veggies that a lot of you are trying to cut out. So when we eat natural food sources with sugar, even if the caloric content looks the same, I want you guys to stop thinking about just calories and look at nutrients. Again, when we ingest food, our chemistry is going to change the way those foods are absorbed. So natural sugar will be released into the bloodstream slower, more steady, and we're also getting a ton of vitamins with that. So that means our muscles are going to work better, our heart is protected, and we're going to feel better. Now, with refined sugars, those are the ones that we do want to limit. The body does not need any refined sugars. Of course, we're going to eat some here and there, and that's going to be okay too. We do want to keep the added sugars low. So for women, I usually recommend about 28 grams a day of added sugar. Men can push a little more to 35 to 38. We obviously can't count our sugars all day long. So kind of look at labels, keep the added sugar, not total, keep the added sugar low. But those refined sugars, the reason we kind of steer clear of those is they are absorbed very rapidly by the body because there's not much else to them other than that simple sugar. So when we absorb that sugar quickly, we're going to have a rise in blood sugar very fast, and then a quick response to insulin, and then it's going to bring it back down, and we're going to feel fatigued and tired. So when you think of like little kids at a birthday party, they have the cake and ice cream, and they're running around like crazy, and they go home and crash, or at least we hope they do sometimes. But that's the difference there. It's going to be a quick release into the bloodstream. It's going to be a quick release of insulin. That pattern up and down of the blood sugar is going to make you feel a little bit tired. The other factor to that is that it's not going to make you feel full at all. It's not really real food or a real meal, so you're still going to consume more later because you're going to be hungry again. So even the caloric content may be the same when you look at an apple being like 60 calories, and okay, well, this mini size Three Musketeers is 60 calories, whatever, I'm going to go with the dessert one. You're going to be hungry later because there's nothing else to it. The body wasn't looking for that. The body's never looking for the processed refined sugar. The body does look for natural sugars like in fruits and dairy products because it uses this for other things. So do not cut out the fruits, please. Your body does look at those differently. Do not underestimate what the body can recognize once it's introduced. Fruits and veggies were put on this earth to feed the body. Our body was made to break those things down. So it's a big, big difference between these fruits and then refined sugar. Now, if you are diabetic, fruits do count as a carbohydrate serving, which is something completely different. Just because a food has carbohydrate content does not mean it's bad. It just means it's a carb, but we don't want to cut those foods out either. I usually recommend, honestly, 9 servings a day of fruits and vegetables. I prefer to tend towards like more veggies than fruit. So maybe 2 to 3 servings of fruit, the rest mostly vegetables. But that's because those veggies do protect the heart. They do keep you full a little bit longer because of the fiber content. But sometimes when we hear these things, these like little diet trends where, oh, the sugar and fruit, if you just take a step back sometimes and think critically about it, has anyone ever been overweight or unhealthy because of fruits and vegetables? You don't run into someone 10 years after college being, man, you put on weight. I'm like, oh yeah, it's all the fruits and veggies I eat. I mean, that just doesn't happen. Our body knows how to break it down and knows how to use the nutrients. So please don't cut out those things, though, those foundational foods that we need, but really take into account nutrients versus calories in these foods. So love to hear your comments. Drop them below. Any future videos you want to do, let us know. Also check out our website. We have some of our new services up there. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a healthy week.